All right. Good morning. Salam alaikum. Munira, how are you, sir?
Doing great, doing great. Was a great morning. I walked like 5 kilometers today.
Nice.
Um, yeah, not out of some need, but necessity, I guess. Uh,
Yeah.
Weird thing, man. Yeah, I left my car at the mechanic, and I was like, I had to wait for the for the bus for taxi. You call the taxi, and I checked like my pocket. I had zero money in my pocket. So I walked to the first ATM like 5 kilometers to get money to get anywhere. So it was
Nice.
kind of walk out of necessity because I had to, man.
You guys need
That's
a
life.
Uber.
Yeah, yeah. We don't have. Well, we cannot pay by card or something like that or for taxi for Uber here.
We'll bring Uber
If
to
I
Bosna.
if I had one of those, if I was in the urban area, I would have one of those electric
Hmm.
scooters. But I was not
Yeah, those
really
are
in
all
the
over the place.
yeah, but I was not really in the urban area. I was a little bit outside of the city, so I had to walk and jog a little bit. It was a
That's
nice
good.
morning.
That's good. Walking is good. I had a nice 6 a.m. group workout. Kicked my ass. It was fun.
Nice. Is that now a standard thing for you?
Um, well, no, not really, but I'm trying to at least get there 3 days a week for those. It's pretty intimidating, pretty intense, man. It's just people that have
Yeah.
been doing it for a long time, and it's like out of an hour, you're probably resting for a combined 10 minutes, and then the rest of it is just pushing yourself near your limit in whatever you're doing. So it's fun. It's good. All right, let's get rolling here. Another daily recap, daily updates with A&M. This is April 26th. We're gonna go ahead and talk about what happened yesterday. Yesterday we had 53 drivers, 36 of them were booked, 17 were not booked. 67% fleet utilization rate's one of the lower we've seen. We had 610 bids, 44 booked loads, 721 bid win ratio. We're gonna look into that today. We mentioned it yesterday. We're bidding on some bigger vehicles like small straight and large straight trucks if they can fit, but I think it's causing us more problems than bringing us benefits. So we're gonna fix that today. We should see that win ratio go back up. Um, and 88's average rate per mile, a tad bit under the
Yeah.
normal 90 that we're quoting people, but
Yeah.
not too bad.
Out of 4 days a week, yesterday was Thursday. We had 2 days of 91, one day of 81, and one day of 88. Of course, we explained why Monday was 81, a
Yeah,
little bit lower.
yeah. Cool. All right, go ahead and go over some of these quickly. It's not too bad. The highest guy is 10 hours of pit. It's not the worst thing I've
Yeah,
seen.
I actually just screenshotted myself here a couple of these for the waiting guys that were waiting. So 085, he was the driver of the year 2023. Usually a guy that is very very busy. Yesterday he was in Mississippi. We had 16 bids on him. And actually he had 16 bids on him. He was on a full self dispatch yesterday. Sadly, Mississippi, as tough as it is, he was not booked yesterday. That was a good
Oh
thing
for
about
16. That's rough.
0 for 16, but he was booked like 1 hour ago. So this
Nice,
was the list was created a little bit before the busy shift started here. So he
nice.
can be excluded. 031, another one in South Carolina. Well, this is interesting right now. And when you see it, it's 32 bits zero for
Wow.
this guy.
Oh for
32 bits.
32, man.
This is what can happen, guys. Sometimes you can be in South Carolina, one out of one bid you're going out, and then this guy, also one of our veteran drivers, 32 bids, zero load. That's
Yesterday.
just yeah. Yesterday it hurts. I checked only yesterday,
And
so
we're only
it really
bidding like 70 cents a mile, aren't we? We're not even bidding high.
well if it's going to
Yeah.
a good area, it's 70 cents a mile, and otherwise it's 80 or something like that. And going to Texas is 80 from South Carolina, and we got with 36 bids, zero loads. It's just difficult to see. We're just gonna provide the numbers right now, and then we're gonna put some context back to it. So 587 is another one. He had 41 bids, zero
Out of New
loads.
Jersey.
Out of New Jersey with decent setup. I mean, he's not like he's just trying to limit himself. I only
Yeah.
included here. I only included guys, except one. We'll exclude him later. So I only included people that were really active and trying to book themselves and they were not booked. But either way, even those that were not active, we don't have higher pit, so that's good to see. Um, Next one on the list. All right, 632. We're gonna skip that one. 596. 596 is again an interesting example here. Um, so about this driver, he was in Quebec and he has a
Mm-hmm.
decent setup. We only had 8 loads imported for this driver, and we had 2 bids from Montreal, which is extremely low.
Mm-hmm.
I checked, everything was fine in the system. It was just a very, very, very slow day out of Montreal. When you have only 8 bids in 10 hours period coming up from Montreal, that's a bit weird. It's a bit really really under the normal business day. So I guess in his case, it's Friday, and usually Friday we do book drivers out of Ontario or out of Canada, out of Quebec as well without any issue. Hopefully, he will be booked out of there as soon as possible. Albert is the driver, and I think that's about it when it comes to this list. Let me just check 467. 467, another one on the list. He had 30 something bids, and I didn't take a screenshot of his, but I remember it was like 30 plus bids from Lebanon, Tennessee, and we failed to book this driver.
Mm-hmm.
With a decent setup as well. He has the whole Midwest. I think he has Ontario and everything is he's even green and he's bidding on some of the loads and we're unable. So these are specifically guys. If you see yourself here, just understand we were doing everything in our power to book you, and even with sometimes with 30 loads, we were unable to book you. That's
Mm-hmm.
why you have Mississippi that is sometimes difficult. You have South Carolina, it's always difficult. You have Quebec that is a good place and
Mm-hmm.
data wise amazing place, and then it happens one day, everything goes to the halt and we don't book
Mm-hmm.
you. Everything else pretty much this was done.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, honestly. When you see that 30 plus bids and not a load. But yeah, it's the nature of the business. I mean, that's what we've been dealing with for years, and that's why we're trying to move in that direction of bringing in some direct customers. That's gonna be we're expecting that to be a game changer, God willing. Okay, we'll take care of these guys today, or do our best to. We cleared 9 Canadas yesterday. Well, all 10 actually. The one just didn't require the full normal clearance. So good job, Ops Canada clearance team. We got another driver spotlight for on-time performance. Nur al-Din Yunus has been with us for a very long time as well. Over 300 stops with 100% on-time performance is again just proof that with good communication, good planning, it's not that crazy. Uh, excuse me. Not that impossible, to do good with the on-time performance. So great job, man. One of our longtime drivers. I think one of everyone's favorite drivers as well. Oh, this is new. I like it. I like the little updates. That's fun. So yesterday, the most loads, Vedad, are Nighthawk, Night Owl, but an owl is a weaker animal than a hawk, isn't it? I think so. I can't hear you.
I think you muted me, man. You muted me because you don't like to hear me.
Maybe.
Yeah. Hey, listen, owl.
Yeah.
It's really it might not be like the weaker animal, although it's like the hawk is of a like the warrior spirit and whatnot.
Yeah.
Owl is the wisdom, and
Uh-huh.
wisdom always prevails even over the
So what would we call Vedad,
courage.
who's both wisdom and a warrior spirit? An eagle?
Knight, e-
I don't know.
eagle is a strong hawk, eagle. Oh.
I don't know. Let's stick with calling and Vedad. So with 133 bids, he booked 15 loads. Man, he was slightly called out yesterday for that follow-up. Now the
Mm-hmm.
77% follow-up, setting the new bar, setting the new standard. 11.2 win ratio. Great job on that. 621 or $620 average load pay. Good job, the whole team. Really, we just highlight this just for fun. It doesn't mean anything beyond that. The way that we all operate and work, everyone has their own little tasks and responsibilities they do. So the way the bidding is, just so drivers understand, the way that this part of the job is broken down is one person booking 20 loads and another booking 10 doesn't mean that the one that booked 20 was twice as good. It could very likely mean the guy that booked 10 just had other responsibilities that he had to take care of, or she, throughout the day. Okay, onward.
Onward and forward.
Go ahead and go over these.
This is only highest rate per mile load. Usually, short loads have the highest rate per mile, as everyone knows, and 33 miles. This is within pretty much Chicago, a little bit
Hmm.
outside. Elk Grove Village, Illinois to Romeoville, Illinois, $250 for 33 miles.
Hmm.
It was 7.58 rate per mile. Beautiful load.
Cool.
It's it's what 45 minutes of work, an hour of work for $200, $250.
Not bad.
Longest
Doctor
load
pay,
and
lawyer pay.
yeah, longest load and lowest rate per mile. This is our good friend that we just mentioned as a spotlight driver. He was booked this week to Washington. He
Mm.
waited for he waited for 24 hours, so 10 PIT hours, and he was booked out of Oregon for $1,380 for 2,195 miles, 63 cents a mile. So this is 7 cents a mile lower than what we usually bid out of there. Two good areas. And we had to go down in order to book, and we couldn't take risks. As I said on the yesterday meeting, I think I said if we don't get anything, we might consider moving down south.
Cool, man.
We got it. Either way, he would relocate to San Francisco to 600 miles and lose money.
Listen, to
So
to to anybody, I want to just point out, we know this is not a good pay. This is the pay that we can get from this area. If you don't like this pay, which I don't like it, but if you don't want to get loads like this, don't go to Washington, Oregon, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, and these areas, right?
mhm.
This is just kind of the reality of the West. Um, if you want to go there, you can get those nice $2,000, $3,000 loads. But coming back, if you're looking at rate per mile, you're not gonna be very happy. Best load was a Pennsylvania to Ontario, 499 miles, 565, $1.13 a mile. Anytime we can make between 500 to 600 bucks in a day and do it for $1 or more, it's a good day and it's a good load. So great to see this as well. Onward. What do we got here? Update your home buy and weekend availability. Yeah, man, look at Amina
Friday.
taking that advice that we said. So yeah, today's Friday, guys. I'm gonna have Munir also speak with our ops team and remind them of this as well, to remind the drivers. If you're home, you're chilling with your family, you're hanging out. If you are sure you're gonna be ready Monday, go ahead and set your future availability for Monday. That way our team can book you. We have a much bigger chance to get you something for Monday pickup now or tomorrow or Sunday, then if you wait till Monday, right? If you set future availability for Monday now, we can book you on a load for Monday pickup. If you wait, then Monday comes, everyone is waiting, there's more competition. So do yourself a favor. If you're going to be ready for sure, update that future availability. Anything you want to add?
That's about it. It's important. It's important for us not to do this next Monday when it's already too late.
Phenomenal. To the 84 stops that we had, the drivers that did those that were on time, phenomenal job, guys. Thank you for good communication. two to three that were unjustified. Yesterday's performance was 97. As we keep saying, the goal is 98, so we were almost there, very close. Anytime I see no justified late arrivals, my mind goes to, were they justified, but the driver forgot to communicate, right? Because anytime I see that there's no unjustified, that's kind of my first instinct. So just a reminder to everybody, leave early, plan to get there early, don't wait to the last minute. If you're going to be late for any reason, let us know, communicate on time. If it's not your fault, it's not going to count against you. So that communication is crucial. If you fail, if you fail to communicate, it counts against you, which is, hurts you, hurts us, hurts everybody.
Indeed, nothing to add there really.
Indeed, setting goals is the
Tim
first step
Robbins,
in turning the invisible into the visible.
he's a professional motivational speaker, right? Like a real professional. Tim Robbins, is he,
He
or just
is.
he's a writer as well? Right, he's a writer as well.
Well, they're all writers, yeah.
Yeah, of course. You know that he's actually cut from our cloth, as they say.
Yeah?
Tony Robbins. Yeah, his real name is Anthony Mohorovic.
Really?
Mohorovic. Yeah, his
Croatian?
father. Yeah, he's Croatian. Yeah, he's actually his father. I think is from Croatia.
So the
Mohorovic.
Croats got here well before
They
the
did.
rest of the
He was
Balkanians, right?
he was born in U.S. like 1960 or something like that.
Yeah.
Tony. So
Because
they
there's,
got there. But
yeah, go ahead.
you know why? Of
Why?
course, because of the necessity, Second World War. They were partners with um, um, Germany.
Ah.
So when the communist Yugoslavia took over, a lot of those had to jump the ship, as they say, because
What
they
was the
were on the
decision for you to say Yugoslavia there?
Yugoslavia. I don't know,
What
man.
what went
It's
into
just
that? What
I
what
have no idea,
what
man.
thought process occurred that led you to say Yugoslavia?
I don't know, man. Yugoslavia. We were under slaves, yeah, or whatever. Yeah, but they moved like and not just to U.S. They moved to Australia. They moved to South America.
Yeah.
So because of that, because they were prosecuted because of the connection with the Nazi Germany during the Second World War.
Yeah, there's a lot of Bill Belichick is as well Croatian background. I
There
think
was a couple of years ago, couple of years there was that politician that was running for president. There was
yeah.
also senator or something. He was
Yeah.
Croat
Yeah.
from Iowa or somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of these people that have completely assimilated and like, until you really dig deep, you find out. But that's what happens with every culture when they move somewhere after a generation or two. You have to dig really deep to find out that they were actually, where they came from. But yeah, back to this quote. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Absolutely, man. For our drivers too, set goals. Figure out what you want to do. Figure out the path you want to take. Ask yourself, 5 years from now, what's the most ideal outcome? Do I own a fleet? Do I have multiple vehicles, multiple drivers? Do I transition to a different career? And then what are you doing to work towards that career? You see a lot of people, man, and we all slip into this, just allow day by day to go by without any concrete plans. We just sort of do the tasks that day brings, and then a year, two, three, five, five goes by, and we haven't really moved forward. So this is important for everybody. I would say very important for our drivers as well. Figure out what the roadmap is, where you'd like to get to, and then ask yourself, what do I need to get here? What do I need to do to get here?
Indeed, man. Nicely put.
Okay, let's see what we got. We got anything else here? Is that it?
I think we got something else. You just
Well, we
next.
have a fun Friday thing here, but I don't see it. Oh man, I exited it. Let's refresh this because I don't, there's nothing here. Oh, there is.
There is. I saw it before the meeting.
That's weird, man. Sometimes the slide will skip out on us. Okay, all right,
Don't
we'll
let
get
it.
there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Any questions from any drivers? Any comments? Anything that you guys would like us to speak on? Any recommendations for things you want us to go over in these? You can drop it in the comments, or of course you can just communicate it to us directly as well. So we got this back. What do I need to do now?
Bring us back.
Now I need to share screen. Okay. And then we need to bring us back. A. We're still not back, are we?
Mm-hmm.
There we are.
Not sure.
Okay. So let's skip to the end. Did you know that the term van is derived from the word caravan, which historically referred to a covered vehicle? The earliest recorded usage of the term caravan is in English dates back to 1671, referring to a covered wagon for the transport of goods or people. Over time, the term shortened to van, specifically referring to a type of vehicle used mainly for transporting goods in a smaller, more maneuverable form compared to large trucks. Yeah, the more you know, man. Now,
Yeah.
are these
What do you
horses
think?
pulling the caravan in opposite ways? It looks that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks
Was
that
this
way.
some
It's
kind
like
of an
that.
Olympic sport back in 1671?
Maybe I don't know. What do you think about when you think about word caravan? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
I think it's a type of a, even now there's a vehicle type caravan, isn't it? There's something, or is it not? This is
There,
just this picture.
there is. They call the extended like the long vehicles. They call it
Oh
caravan,
yeah, 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 yeah.
like Passat or whatever
Yeah,
this
they don't have as many of those
caravan.
here in the US. They're much more popular in Europe.
I love those type of vehicles because the I say the when it comes to the space inside of the car,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing that compared to caravan.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Volkswagen Passat 6, 7, 8, whatever you choose, you can like sleep like you can the full grown man 6 foot 3 can just put the seat back and sleep normally like without going into the fetal position or something like that. It's just a huge space like you're like it's incomparable to anything else. I like it very much.
Yeah, yeah, they're practical for sure. They're
Family
practical.
cars also, yeah, family cars as well because a lot of the trunk space as well for those
I
you
think
know
like three rows mini SUVs is sort of the direction we took because we like bigger here
yeah
in the
that as well.
great US of A.
That as well. Everything is bigger in the great of USA. But what I think about when I think about caravan is like the Middle East, like the Sahara Desert or something like that. There is like the long caravans of camels, and it's just
Ah,
yeah, camels and
it's a versatile
horses and
word, man. It's a lot of meanings.
yeah. I also think about those gypsy caravans or the Roma people, whatever you want to call it, caravans that they had. I know
Uh-huh.
we in Bosnia like quite recently we had those places because they were like nomadic people still in Balkans when
Mm-hmm.
during Yugoslavia especially they were moving like between republics and so they would jump on their caravans. They would go like just over the summer they spend in Croatia, like come to Bosnia, doing
Man,
whatever
we got a
work they did.
linguistical lesson today on the word caravan. Is
Right,
there other things you think of when you think of caravan?
caravan. Not really.
A
Not
lady
really.
named Kara driving a van. Do you think of that?
No.
No. Oh.
No.
All right, man. We will conclude there. We're down to 25 minutes. We're headed in the right direction. I think we're trying to get this down to about 15 minutes plus any other kind of time for drivers. There's no questions in the comments, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Thank you for your time. To our drivers, stay safe. We're gonna do our very best to book logical loads on, with today being Friday, we obviously don't want to book something that doesn't make sense for you. So, God willing, we're gonna make today worth your time. And those of you that are looking to get home, we'll do our best to get you home. Those of you looking to stay out on the road, we'll do our best to book the most logical load so you don't get something that has you stuck all weekend, not earning money, not being home. We'll conclude there. Everyone have a wonderful day.
Indeed. Bye bye, guys.